What is going on, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully it's going well. We're doing something new on the channel, and we're going to be spending some time here on LeetCode. Great website. If you're into coding, you should definitely check it out. It offers a lot of stuff to take a look at. You know, you can obviously see here right out the gate, you can see interviews. You know, well, they're mock interviews, they're not real interviews, but you can be prepared for your Google interview, Facebook, Yelp, Microsoft, and it just kind of goes on there. Very interesting. You can also learn about all these different algorithms, binary trees, binary search, hash tables. You know, you can do mock interviews. They got weekly contests. Let's take a look at the contest. Right now they're not holding any, but you know, they do hold them weekly. You know, you can read up on articles, learn about new algorithms and the runtime of each algorithm. You can also discuss with fellow people on LeetCode. But we are going to be spending the majority of our time in this folder under the problems. So again, if you're in the coding and programming, you should definitely check this site out if you haven't already. All these problems, I got 5 pages. Actually, they tell you right here, 901 total problems. Look, they're even hiring too. System design, you can learn about that. You know, object-oriented design, operating system, algorithms, database, the shell. You know, again, they just offer tons of stuff. You know, they got different categories of problems, easy, medium, and hard. As you can see, I've already done a couple of them, and we are going to cover this first problem, 2 sums. Alright, this problem, 2 sums. The description: give an array of integers, return indices of 2 numbers such that they add up to a specific target. You may assume that each input will have exactly 1 solution, and you may not use the same element twice. And see how same is italicized? Very important to take note of. They obviously give you an example here. The given numbers 2, 7, 11, 15 with a target of 9. And they want the indices of whatever elements add up to the target 9. So you come to 2 and 7, you get 9. So we return 0 and 1 because array started at 0. The index 0 is 2 and the index of 1 is 7. So we can go ahead and draw this stuff out to maybe come up with a possible solution on how to figure this out. So let's head on over to Paint. Alright guys, we're over in Paint. So let's draw out what we have to do. We have an array. Well, first we had 2, 7, 11, 15. My beautiful curly braces, yes, amazing. So we take these numbers and we place it into an array, right? So we write it again, 2, 7, 11, 15, but we surround it with a block and we separate each number. So we got 2, 7, 11. We'll go to a different color here. This is index 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we want to give, so it wants us to find a target of 9, so we can say target is equal to 9. The objective is to figure out which of these add up to this. Over here, the 9, which we can come to a solution to loop through and see what numbers match up. So we can say, we can take our first element here, 2. We can say 2, then we can point, then we can go over here to 7 and say, does 2 plus 7 equal 9? Yes, it does. So then we return with the 0 and the 1. But how would that work if we wanted 17? So then obviously this will no longer work. So we need 17 now. which obviously 2 plus 7 doesn't equal 17, so that, oh, let me erase this. So then we move on to 11. We say 2 plus 11 equals 17. No, it doesn't. So then we move on to this, the last element, which you say 2 plus 15 equals 17. Yes, it does. Return 0 and 3. So if we wanted, you know, a target of 18, then we say the 2 doesn't register, so we can say goodbye to that, and then we'll move over to 7, and we'll take 7 as our first number, and we say 7 plus 11 equals, or the number pointing here, so then we say, does that equal 18? Indeed it does. Return, was it 1 and 2. Seems pretty simple and straightforward, doesn't it? Absolutely. So let's head on over to the code. We can code this out. Alright, here we are in the code. We can see our array, or in this case vector, of 2, 7, 11, 15. We got our target number 9. And we have our function, 2sums. And we pass our vector into 2sums along with the target. And inside 2sums, we create a temporary vector v, which will hold the 2 indices, and then we will loop over exactly how we explained inside the paint drawing. We'll start at their first index of 0, which should start here. And then we should come in here and set j to I, so that would also equal 0. But seeing how they cannot be the same, we have there, we skip over that, and we set j equal to 1, which will now be 7. So we check if nums I, which would be nums 2, or well 2, and we say if nums j, which equals 1, 7 is equal to 9, then return v with the indices of 0 and 1. And then we just simply put it in a return value, then we print out the 2 indices, and it should work. So we run here, we get 0 and 1. Fantastic. So if we check another one, if we say 18, then we should get 1 and 2. Fantastic. And then just to emphasize a little more, should get 0 and 3. Great. Now that we ran a few tests, we can go ahead and take this little bit of code and we can paste it over on LeetCode and see if we pass the test. Here we are in LeetCode. So we go ahead and just paste our code in here. And we can come down here and we can test our code. Make sure we pass the basic test case, which we have finished. So if we go ahead and submit, hopefully everything works out and is accepted, and you gain some points or whatever that they have inside of this. But that's all that's to it. You just, complete the challenge, you hit submit. If it passed the test case, then you're done with this challenge. Then you can move on to the next one, or you can optimize the code, which this code can be optimized? Do you know how it can be done? And we shall discuss it in the next video.